Hi! Hello, ladies. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. We are in this session going to go through basically on life for the next year. Okay, so I am super excited. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Vanessa. Hi, Susan. I know you're on the program. Thank you to everybody who apologized for not being here today. Don't worry. I know this is all sort of happening very quickly. But there's replays to everything, so don't worry if you can't attend a live session or you have to miss anything. It's not the end of the world. We have replays. I'm just checking. Yes, I did start recording. So welcome everybody. Today we are going to talk about what's inside this 1nSourcing mastery, which I have created, which is going to take us through the next year. Now, one of the big questions I've had people ask me is, do I have to complete a whole year before I actually start making business? No, absolutely not. This is not something you have to wait a year for to be able to start making money. Believe me, I've had people start my programs and make money in days, weeks, at the most probably months, but no, you don't have to wait. So this is the first thing I wanted to answer. Again, I'm trying to think of the questions that we've had come in from this. So generally around, as you can see on my screen here, we've got a full rundown of what's inside the back end area. Generally around, I'm going to say, welcome Jasmine, I'm going to say probably around October, you are going to be in a position where you're going to be super confident to say, oh my God, let's go, let's do this, let's make this work. So no, you do not have to wait the entire year to be able to start generating money and making money from my program. You have to really, the foundation is essential for really getting to grips with that. Then we go into the entrepreneurial section where we do all the planning and the strategy and kind of go into that. And then we go into the operational section where we're actually putting the business online. From that moment, you can start making money. You can start earning money. You can start going out there and getting the clients, okay? Now, most programs that are about virtual assistants are very much about the technical aspects, the, practical aspects of it, and that can all be taught fairly readily, fairly easily. I do that myself. I've created the whole 1nSourcing program on systems, processes, procedures, how to get clients, how to run the business, that type of thing. I love all that stuff. That's my legacy for the last 20 years of being in this industry. But that is the easy part. That is the part that everybody finds easy to set up, easy to teach, easy to do. The practical parts, how to get clients, how to make money, how to do this. This is all practical solutions which anyone out there in any program can teach you how to do. Okay, I've done it for years. Many other virtual assistants out there in the VA space making money, teaching how to do it, have been doing it for years. But this is not that. This is that plus the missing piece of the puzzle. So what I want to share with you today is everything that's going to happen inside this program that's going to teach you not only the practical steps, but then also the steps that are actually going to help you to bring this into fruition, which is missing from a lot of people. I've been teaching and coaching virtual assistants for a very long time, since 2011, and the most difficult aspect there is to actually becoming a successful virtual assistant is the aspect of how do I push past all the things that limit me, all my conditioning, all my previous experiences, all the things that have been holding me back, etc., etc., etc. So this is what we are fixing essentially in this program. So basically, as you get access to the back end, this is what you're going to see. So we have the welcome to the One Circle message. Then we have the co-working space for a year, which you have access to for 1 year, and you're welcome to go in there. Every week I do a call inside the virtual co-working space, which is for virtual assistants to come, drop in, ask questions. So as you go through this process, if you're feeling like, oh, I need to ask this, I need to get an answer about this, just use the virtual co-working space, because you can post in there, I can write responses, you can go in there, I can also do responses inside the videos and the live sessions. So there is no excuse here to say I wasn't supported enough, I didn't have enough, this, that, and the other. It's really important to understand that. Welcome, Maya. Hi. It's really important to understand that you are completely, fully supported. There is no excuse here to say, I didn't know how to do that, or I didn't know how to go forward. I didn't know what to do next, because everything is here. It's all there. So you get access to virtual co-working space for 1 year. There's weekly calls in there, or the opportunity to post questions. I'll answer them on weekly calls. And we have our 1nSourcing program. So the 1nSourcing program is made up of the 6 levels of 1nSourcing. So these levels are the foundation, which is the guidelines, the rules, the mindset, how you begin embarking into this journey, you know. And again, that's what a lot of virtual assistant programs don't essentially cover, is who you need to be when you start this process. Then it goes into the it goes into the entrepreneur, which is the planning, the strategy, the how we're going to put this together, how we're going to framework this to be able to be successful as we move forward. Then we go into the operations, which is systems, tools, practicalities, how we're going to set this up to move forward. And those are the 3 basic foundation kind of things that get you to the point where you suddenly can start running your business. So that's where I said at the beginning of this call, sorry Maya, you came in a bit late, at the beginning of this call, that it was all about the first 3 levels, and then we're off and running, okay? So at that point, we move then into the finance level. So we start really working on money. We start working on how to build those profitable packages, and we start working on who you need to be in order to sell those profitable packages. Because everyone's goal or vision of dream or how much money they want to make doesn't often align with who they need to be, and if they are being that person that earns that amount of money right now. And that's where the disconnect kind of comes in. The same thing again happens with clients. So am I being the person that's making this incredible income and bringing on board these incredible clients daily, weekly, monthly, however that looks for you? Am I being that person? Am I being the things that I need to be in order to do the things I need to do? So during those weeks, we start looking at the finance and the clients, which are the key pinnacle points. During these levels, hey Cheryl, welcome. During these levels, we should be bringing clients, bringing consultations like crazy, earning money like crazy. This should be how it is during those levels. So we get to those levels. If you look at the screen on the left here, we get to those levels. So the kind of like prep happens until October, and then we start in November with the change. I'm going to call it the transition, the transformation, the part where you suddenly leave all this old stuff behind of I don't have clients, I don't have money, I don't have a business, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to do it. And seriously, honestly, I see it in my group, you know, like my 2 groups, particularly the Facebook group, is a constant cycle of people saying, I need a job, I need a job, I need a job. And what they don't really understand is that constantly affirming they need a job will keep them in the place where they need a job, where you need money, where you need work, where you need someone to give you a break, where you need something. It's keeping you in that space. So now what I'm going to do is move you out of that space of the needing, out of that space of the wanting, and we're going to move into a space of having. I have the clients. I have the work. I have the abundance. I have everything I need. I have the skills. I have the know-how. I have the confidence. I still have the confidence. This is kind of how it works. So as we move forward into finance and clients, that becomes way more present in you as a human being. And then moving into teams is just the icing on the cake, where it's like, okay, we're off and running now. How am I going to manage all this work? That's basically how it is. So first 3 levels in this is really about the building aspect of it. Then we move into the, oh my God, I've actually got a viable business and it's working. Then we move into, how do I handle all this work? That's the 6 levels of 1-sourcing. That's how they're designed. That's how they happen for me. So what we do throughout this, and as you go in the back end of the members area, we've got the dates of when we're having all our calls. They're always at 5 p.m., which is this time. Yes, it is. So they're always at 5 p.m. So we'll always have these calls then. There will be replays, but I suggest you always attend these calls. And I know if you're watching this replay that people have contacted me and said they won't be able to make it at this time, particularly people in America who are at work in the morning. I had a couple of people from Australia who said that it's the middle of the night, so hope you're having a nice evening. I will say that now. But don't worry, because there's replays for every single call. So as long as you have the discipline to catch up on that, 5 p.m. UK time is 3 p.m. UK time. Maya wants 5 p.m. UK time, I think, at this point. It's actually going to be 3 p.m. UK time, and I know I'm so sorry about that. But that I'm 2 hours ahead of you guys. But actually, I do believe that for a period of time, we'll have 1 hour difference between us because of the clock changes and things, but not for too long. Okay, so as we go through, you've got the dates, you've got the times of the sessions. Now, all I'm doing in these sessions is I'm walking you through exactly what you need to do for the week ahead or for the 2 weeks ahead, because we have these calls every 2 weeks. The first call, we focus on practicalities. We're focusing on the left brain. What do you need to do? What do you need to get set up? Let's get this moving. Let's get this going. Is this as it should be? And then the second 2 weeks, we create the result of that business. We create the result of what needs to be. That is through the scripting calls. So as you can see, we have 2 weeks of practical, we have 2 weeks of scripting. And I'm not saying that scripting is not practical, because it absolutely is, but for anybody who's new to this, it's going to probably take you a little bit of time to ease into this idea of what we're actually doing here. So that's why we've done it in this way. If you are working on the one-on-one, I know some people have booked the one-on-one with me, which is Porsche, which is the exact same program, but we're doing it one-on-one. We complete this a lot quicker because we're doing it just one-on-one, you and me. But for those of you who are in the One Circle, which is a group program, we're doing this every 2 weeks because then that gives me time to work with anyone individually if they need additional support or assistance. So as we go through, this is our schedule, obviously, for the calls. I will put all the replays inside the members area. The training levels for the actual practical learning materials are inside these 6 levels here on the 1-sourcing training levels. So again, marry those up with, okay, so let's say the 29th, which is this week, we start level 1 foundation, then we do the level 1 scripting. The level 1 scripting is an additional resource that I've never released before inside 1-sourcing, but it's game changing, and I'm gonna share that with you now. So as we go through week 1 practical, first 2 weeks practical, second 2 weeks creative. Yes, creative, we'll call it that. we're still covering the same level of the program. And then we move into what we do on the second 2 weeks is scripting. So as many of you have seen, we've already done a scripting guide. You already have access to that. So that's a general foundation guide of how the scripting works. But as we move through, each level will have a brand new scripting video, a brand new scripting guide, and it is everything that I personally script for each level of this program. So a lot of people who are new to this stuff, they don't know what to write, they don't know what to say, they don't know how to think, they don't know how to be and how to step into that version of themselves that is super successful. So it's all done for you. So in the scripting levels of this, which is always the second 2 weeks of the process, we go through the goals, which I suggest goals for you to achieve during this time. We go through how the goal could potentially be achieved, which is again suggestions, which I want you to basically pick through and sort through and say, yes, this works for me, no, this doesn't work for me. And if you are attending these calls, if you are inside the back-end members area and you're really fully participating in this, then you'll be able to say to me, this doesn't resonate with me, or this is the goal I want, what do I need to say to be able to achieve it, that type of thing. Then we go into past and present tense examples. So I'll add examples for the different kind of goals that I'm adding. Some of them are actually my personal goals, which I've achieved through scripting, but some of them will be from people I'm coaching and people who have different types of goals. So I'm hoping to have a good general kind of mix in there, because not everybody wants what I want, of course, but having worked in this industry for the last 20 years, having been coaching and training since 2011, I'm pretty confident I know what a lot of the majority of goals that most virtual assistants want to achieve from this business. Then we go into step 4, which is what to do now, because everyone's like, what do I do? So I'm going to share that with you in terms of what you have to do in a sense of beyond the program. And then step 5, we go into how does it feel, and we talk about stepping into the feeling of already having it. And then step 6, we talk about the standing room. If you're in morning mindset this morning, I talked a little bit about the standing room. It came up for me again as I was doing the scripting books for this mastery, and the standing room basically as a concept is you don't have to wait for anything. So if you're sitting here looking at this schedule going, oh my god, like level 6 teams is on in January and it feels so far away, there is no time, and the standing room will teach you that everything is right now. And that's what I tend to go into in the standing room. So that's step 6. So you will have for each individual level, which is each of the core primary levels of virtual assistants, online service providing, online entrepreneurs, all that jazz, practical and creative information that when combined create the result. Okay, so it's not about if you just want to work on your DIY, I'm going to go through this, learn some skills, and then I'm just going to post online and hope for the best that I get a client. That's one thing. If you actually want to step into, this is done, I've got a successful business, there is no other options, there is no other way forward, then this is what the mastery is for you. It's done. So we go through the success scripting always in the second half of the month as we go through. Then once we get to the end, from March, there is simply support calls. I expect you to already be doing business, to have success, to have results, to have the life of your dreams, to have the things that you're working on by this point. Okay, so because I've made this a year program, don't assume that it takes a year to be able to start getting things out there. It does not. By March, I'm seriously hoping that if you followed all the steps inside this program, you are already going to be well on your way to thinking about what can I do next? How can I take this to the next level? How can I progress forward? What's my next goal? What do I want to achieve next? We should be at that level. And then once we are at that level in March, April, May, June, July, you're going to be at the point where all I want to hear is success stories. Literally. Success stories. New clients, new business, income, new life, stay at home with the kids, quit job. You know, and I've talked all about the results that have happened from 1nSourcing, from people I've personally coached over the years. Retiring the husband, moving abroad, moving to Thailand, moving to Spain, moving to the Philippines. What else have we had? Double, triple, quadruple income in the space of a year. Buy houses, buy cars. It's all happened through 1nSourcing. It's all already happened. And you have to step into this as it's all already happened, because there is only now. This is a really vitally important lesson about this whole thing. The success stories are there to simply show you, what do you want to do? What are you capable of? You are capable of whatever it is you want, but only if you truly step into the person that you need to be that already has those things. It's really that simple. And this isn't just about virtual assistants. I mean, I've lost 10 kilos using this method. I have literally manifested relationships, clients, money, holidays, even a lottery win, which was many years ago, but it was using the same process. So all I can say is, if you truly embody this, and really, if you can embody step 6 of the scripting process, of the standing room, and you can truly step into the standing room, then really it's crazy good. Maya says, leaving 9 to 5 in July. We're in August. This is July next year. My God, you'll be done. You'll be out. I'm 100% positive. Only if you follow the program. Then we are into the mastery calls. So, like I say, mastery calls, March through to July. These are support calls. They're simply there so we can share amazing stories. Look what I did. Look what I got. This is so crazy. Look what happened. These are my mastery calls. This is what I intend it to be. But also, of course, if you're somebody who's struggling, if you're somebody who's like, oh, I can't push past this, or I can't get past that, or I can't quite do this, then the calls are also there for you too. Because we can still extend this into, how are we going to do this? What are we going to do? What is this going to look like? How are we going to get you from this place to this place? And then finally, August 2025 is the graduation. You finish everything up. You get the recognition submission where you go through your accomplishments. We have a one-on-one interview together where I talk to you about your accomplishments. We can also talk to you about things which are still sticking points, if there are any sticking points. There really shouldn't be if I've done my job properly. And then there's the certificate, the testimony video about how you have come through this program and the incredible things that you have done, and then the profile link, because I'm only intending to recommend people who have done my mastery. So this is where we're at. Cheryl, welcome back. So this is basically the mastery program condensed into a little explanation as to what it's going to be. I know this is not for everyone, because I do know that some people simply can't get around, like, I've got to do something, I've got to learn more skills, or I've not got the right technique for getting clients, or I've not got the right package, I've not got the right message, I need to think about my target market. You know, like, all of these things are important. I teach all of these things in the program, but they are not what is most important. What is most important in this whole process is who you are and who you are being as you build, and like we talked about in the recent event, it's basically this: build, sell, lead. And you can learn the skills to build, you can learn the skills to sell, and you can learn the skills to lead. But you have to step in to that person in order for it to work out the way you want it to work out. Now, this is what I am introducing into this program, into this mastery, which I have not done before in any other program, but still had amazing results, because somehow these people were able to kind of get their head around the fact that this is what I need to be doing and I'm just going to do it. Now, with this one, I'm fully guiding this process of stepping into who you need to be. And it's very prominent throughout the whole process, because if I learn the skills to build, if I learn the skills to sell, and I learn the skills to lead, they can sometimes just remain skills. Educational institutions are a great example of this, okay? So, and I had this conversation with my son recently. You can go to a college or a school or an educational institute, and people have been taught and told how to teach you how to do certain things. But when you look at it, if they're teaching you how to build, and they're teaching you how to sell, and they're teaching you how to lead, none of them have actually done it. They're in the role of teaching it. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, there is stepping into the builder role, because you are the one building. They're stepping into the selling role because you are the one selling. And they're stepping into the leader role because you are the ones leading. And that is a completely different dynamic. Completely different dynamic to the teacher. There's the teacher, and then there is the person doing it, the person living it, the person embodying it. And you need to be stepping into that person from day one. From day one. And I am going to help you do that through this program. So not only is it about the learning, the processes, the procedures, the tasks, the systems, the tools, the everything you need to know, which a lot of people can teach you. I'm not denying that. A lot of virtual assistants can teach you their method of the setup, the processing, that type of thing. But none can teach you the way that I can teach you. I'm going to be bold here because I've never seen it before. None can teach you the way that I can teach you, where you can step into that business owner, step into that VA that already has the clients, the success, the way I can. Because I've never seen it before and I've looked super hard. There are virtual assistants out there with so much success, such a great following, such a great community, and they have their community achieve the same success, but only because they are teaching their community to embody who they are. I want to teach you how to embody who you truly are, so at the end of the program, you don't come out of this and slip back into the old version of you. So you can continue with this excitement, with this happiness, with this joy, with this energy, with this feeling of success, of having it all now. And that never reverts back like a diet. You go on a diet, you lose some weight, you gain it back again. You know, I want to teach you. We're not on a virtual assistant diet here. When you learn a little bit, you get a client, but then it all goes back again. You go here, you do this, it goes back again. It's temporary success. I do not want you to have temporary success. This is why I've made this a year long. So I can ensure and make sure, believe me, I'm going to be pretty confident within a year that whatever I teach you, whatever success models you've taken on and had success with, it's not a fleeting moment. It's not a one-hit wonder. It's not a, oh, I just got that as a fluke. It's because you have stepped into, finally, the person that you need to be in order to achieve everything. And keep it. Because there's no going back. This is my wish for you. This is my hope for you. This is my assumption for you once you step into this training. So if you are interested in this concept, not the VA diet, welcome Adobe, not the VA diet, but the VA solution, because there's a lot of diets out there. There's a lot of quick this, quick this. I subscribe to most of them, to be honest with you, because I'm curious about what's going on and what people are teaching and what's happening. So I'm in a lot of these. And then their diets. The next best thing, the next best technique, the next best, what am I going to get? Quick solutions. And they get it. They get the quick solutions. One client, maybe two clients. And then suddenly it's gone because they are still the same person that they were when they embarked on that program or that journey or that skill rework or something like that. Just go into my group, Facebook group, search up AXL or something like that. It's like this African training program. And believe me, I get 10 people private message me in a day with the exact same script. And they're all going to get the same results because it's not the script that should be, it's like coming in a completely different approach than what is long-term success. Long-term success is when you approach someone with, hey, I'm willing to work with you and I know you want to work with me. It's got to be that level. It can't be the, please can I have, I'm looking for, please give me a job. It can't be that level that you're coming in at to truly achieve what you want to achieve. Everybody has their levels. Everybody has their goals. But I don't ever believe when I get these messages that someone wants to be begging me for a job. I don't ever believe that someone's ideal world is when they're begging me for a job or asking me for a job or asking me to just give them a chance. I don't believe that's their ideal world. And you know what? High-end clients, the high-end clients that people are paying high-end rates for, and I know this myself, believe me, I know this myself, because I can sit there and charge $1, $2, $3 grand a month for one client. English pounds, no Egyptian. They are not looking for the people begging for jobs. They are looking for the people who know what they're worth. This is the end result of this program. I want you to know what you're worth, and I want you to step into that person, and I want you to approach every single client as if they're a high-end client willing to pay you. Not going in there begging, discounting, offering, searching. That's not the answer. I don't know how I can convey this enough. We're going in at a level where you know your value, you know your worth, you know what you want, you know what you desire, you know what you can have, and you go and get it. You don't compromise, you don't sacrifice, you don't struggle, you don't strive, you don't settle anymore. High-end clients is my thing. This is what I work with. When I have a consultation with people, people end the consultation hoping they can work with me. And that's what I want for you. But you have to step into the person first, where you go into every client consultation saying, I know this client's just going to hope they can work with me. Maybe I'll let them, maybe I won't. And if you can embody that in your entire business, imagine the transformation and the change that can occur. Now, let's get to the nitty-gritty. For those of you in the mastery, you already know what you're doing. You're already there. We're already starting. 26th of August, we've got our first foundation session. For those of you not in the mastery right now, because I have extended the date, because so many people said, oh my God, I'm not getting paid till the 1st, and would it be possible? Do I have to wait a year? No, you don't. I'm accommodating. I'm that person. It's okay. So for those of you who are still waiting to come in, all I can say to you is that the cost of this program will pay back thousands more than you will pay for it. Thousands and thousands more than you will pay for it. The cost of this program will literally pay you back during the program. This is my aim for you, so you don't have to worry about the money. What is most important to me is that you simply follow what I say. This is all I need. This is all I want. This is all I need you to do in order to make sure that happens. So I have a commitment to you. Over the next year, you're going to be flying. I need your commitment to me that you're going to follow whatever it takes that you can fly. And I've made this easy for you. I've made this simple for you. I've made it step by step, and I'm here all the time for you to ensure that happens. So I need you to ask me questions, reach out to me, tell me your struggles, tell me your problems, tell me your doubts, tell me your fears. And don't hold back on those, because if you hold back on those, you're going to contain them. I need to be able to know them in order to help you fix them, to eliminate them, to remove them. Because that is what we're doing in this process. So you can finally step into the person who doesn't have any fear about the growth of the business, who doesn't have any doubts about whether you can make it or not. You simply step into that person, and my job is done. As soon as you step into that person, it could be after 2 weeks. It could be on Thursday. Literally. It could be after a month. It could be at the end of the 6 months. It could be at the end of the year. But either way, you are going to step into that person. And I promise you, I will not give up on you until you have stepped into that person. But the only way I can do that is if you communicate with me. Doubts, fears, struggles, resistance, concerns, waiting, hoping. This all needs to be addressed in this program. I'm here to you, and I'm happy to help you. I'm here for you to make sure that you address these things, but only if you communicate. So communication is the key, people. That's what we need. That's why we have so many calls. That's why we have so many replays. This is why we have a chat session. This is why we have weekly calls where you can access me, because communication is the key. The communication with me is a commitment to you. And there is no dumb question. There is no silly question. There is no, I should know this and I don't. There is nothing like that. Ask me, please. That's my ask of you. So hopefully through this call, am I on time? Hopefully, yes. Oh God, Nikki just jumped in the ask question. What's your question, Nikki? You want to ask a question? Hopefully we will be in a place where we can have this open communications, open dialogue. And you know what? I'm going to be full on with full intention to coach you and teach you into the mindset, into the person that you need to be, into the person that you know you are already to have achieved the goal. This is my absolute goal in this whole thing. This is why I've set this whole thing up. But I need you to work with me on that, please. So, if you have questions, please ask a question. I'm happy to answer right now. We can go into this as long as you want. We start this process on the 26th of this month, 26th of August. Sorry, I don't know what happened. My phone. Nikki, this is a manifestation that you are all in right now. You are all into the question asking. Sorry, the 26th. No, yes, sorry, the 29th Thank you, Susan. Already just corrected me. We're on the 26th now. This starts on the 26th. We're going into the 29th where we start level 1 foundation call. This is where everything is closed off. This is where no more access. We are just doing this with the people that have enrolled in the 1nSourcing Mastery. So from the 29th, we begin this process. Every 2 weeks, we have a call. Every 2 weeks, your mind is going to be blown. Every 2 weeks, we need to do something. Every 2 weeks, we get there. Every 2 weeks, your life changes. Are we in? Who's in? Tell me who's in. Are we following the program here? I would love to know. Okay, so this is basically what this is all about. Nikki, me, yes, we're in. Maya is literally in. Most of the people here are literally in. All I can say to you is this has never been done before in the VA world. I hate how the VA world is very much a small player. You know, we're not. We're big players. In fact, we are the biggest players. In fact, my business has been more successful than some of the biggest coaches, primary YouTubers, influencers, all that jazz out there. I have a more successful membership site program than a couple of influencers who are my clients, who have 300,000 followers on YouTube and get invited to Gucci openings and catwalk openings that get paid by L'Oreal and Revlon and you know, all these big names. I have a more successful membership program than them, and I don't need to do all that. And this is a really big key thing that you need to understand, is that you don't have to have millions of YouTube followers. You don't have to be paid by all these elaborate major companies to be promoted and in the spotlight for them. You don't need to do all that, because literally my membership program is more successful than these influencers with hundreds of thousands of followers. I mean, yeah, I kind of got a big following in a different way, but I'm just saying you don't need all that fame to have the fortune. If you want the fame, go for the fame. I'm not somebody who goes for fame. I tend to go for the fortune, personally. But if you want fame, we'll teach you how to do that anyway. But all I can say to you is this is where we're going. This is where this is at. This is what's happening. This is what we're doing. And we start on the 29th with the foundation session, 5 p.m. every time. Maya is loving the foundation module already. Thank you, Maya. I don't know if it's Maya or Mia, but maybe you'll tell me that throughout the process. And I cannot wait to see you inside this program. Let's do it. Let's do this thing. So thank you so much. If nobody has any other questions, we're going to wrap this session up. I will see you. We're gonna do all of the sessions inside the Success Hub, inside this room. This is where I've decided to host the sessions. If you can't make it, don't worry. Always replays. If you're watching this replay now, thank you for joining. I know you're not here, but I still love you, and that's absolutely fine. Make sure you catch the replays. Make sure you still go through the program. And obviously, if you can't attend to the live sessions with me, there is still the opportunity inside Virtual Co-working Space where you can leave questions if you need help and support. So you don't need to attend the live sessions in order to be able to make this program work, but you do still need to be able to communicate with me through Virtual Co-working Space. But you get a year free anyway, so that's absolutely fine. I love you. Thank you. We're going to do this. I have full faith in you. I have full faith in me. More than full faith in me that I can help you through this. I know that I have attracted everyone inside this program and still attracting everyone inside this program that needs to be here. So if you are somebody right now having a thought, I think I need to be here, you do. So do it. We need to be together. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Take care. And I shall see you back here on the 29th of August for our first foundation session. And I cannot wait. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Take care.